Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Your Emotions Matter. We have motivation today for you, single ladies, single gentlemen, unmarried couples, and those of you going through a divorce. Who cannot use some motivation? Today we have Peter Bedard here today, one of our community members with Your Emotions Matter, here to let us know what forward motivation is or away from motivation. Peter, tell us about that.
All right. So I really look at the way that we do things and how we go into the world. I've had to do this for myself because my motivation was always a fear-based motivation. And that just isn't very fun and it's not sustainable. It comes at a high cost. And we motivate ourselves for negative reasons. We motivate ourselves after the feeling of I don't have enough, I'm not worthy enough, right? I don't have enough money, time, energy, whatever it is. And so we force ourselves, like being a big bully to ourselves, to achieve our goals. And it's a positive, we get the results, but the cost of getting those results is very high. And like I said, it's not really sustainable. Now, forward motivation is very sustainable. In fact, the essence of it is sustainability. It's when we're doing something because we love doing it, and then we keep doing more because we love doing it. And there's the reward in it that just keeps going and going and going. So I'll give you a couple examples. I call away from motivation, I call that wedding dress motivation, right? If you look at a stereotypical bride, the bride says something quite often, like you see it on these wedding shows, right? The pick the dress or whatever it is, right? Say yes to the dress, those type of shows, right? And the bride is trying on dresses and always wants to get 2, 3, even 4 sizes smaller than what she is now, right? And her motivation is because she doesn't think she's attractive, or she's not pretty enough, or she's too heavy or too fat, whatever it is, right? And so her motivation is a very negative, fear-based motivation. It comes from being unworthy, not enough, that type of stuff. So she's a size 10 and she wants to be a size 6. So she gets a size 6 wedding dress and she motivates herself to get down to a size 6 by that wedding day and the pictures on the wedding day, right? And so she doesn't eat well, she starves herself, right? She doesn't take really good care of her body. She stresses her body out by maybe over exercising, overstimulating herself, all that type of stuff. And she gets down to the size 4 or the 6, but she's exhausted, right? And her adrenals are depleted and her body isn't healthy. And she did it by being a bully. And then after the wedding, there's no more motivation. There's no reason to stay a size 6 because the wedding picture's already taken. So we start this sort of roller coaster ride, right?
That's right.
I'm gonna lose weight because I want to fit in that wedding dress. So I lose the weight. Now there's no more motivation. And now I need something else to motivate me, right? So I need summer vacation, or I need my pool body, or I need whatever these things are, right? And it's always an end. And we motivate ourselves by constantly saying, I'm not good enough, right? I'm ashamed of my body. I'm not happy with my body. I'm angry with my body, that type of stuff, right? A forward motivation is when we, in the idea of a weight loss, I love being healthy. Being healthy feels so good. When I feel good, I want to eat better. When I eat better, I want to do more. I have more fun. The more fun I have, the more I want to move. The more I want to move, the more I want to dance. The more I want to dance, the more I look forward to making friends that dance with me. And I dance even as I go through work, and I go from one office to the other office. I dance as I go through that process, right? I'm always salsaing down the hallway, or even in between my Zoom meetings, right? It's sustainable. And you can see this around money. So the negative of wedding dress type of away from motivation around money is something that I personally had. It was very painful to me. Making money was always motivated by fear. It was always, I wasn't enough. I was scared. I wasn't worthy. Money doesn't grow on trees. I have to work harder. None of that stuff's actually true. There's plenty of people who don't work very hard at all, who make a lot of money, right? And money actually does grow on trees. You pick the fruit and you sell it.
That's right.
That's money, right? So this idea that money is hard to come by, that money you have to work hard for, all that type of stuff, that's not necessarily true. No, you do have to have your actions in alignment with your words. So I'm going to suggest to people that, you know, they put their actions with their words. And when they say that they're abundant, they do things that feel abundant. But when we're talking about motivation, the motivation for me to make money was I don't want to live in the gutter. I grew up in a very poor family. I didn't want to live in a gutter. I didn't want to be poor. My parents were amazing because they did incredibly well for not having barely any money, right? They did such wonderful things. They raised us so beautifully. But my motivation was always so fear-based, right? And so I would say to myself, I would have that inner dialogue. And that inner dialogue was, God, I need to make money. If I don't make money now, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills. If I don't pay my bills, then I'm going to be, gosh, I don't want to live in my car again. Living in my car really sucked. Don't want to live in my car. So I better go out there and motivate myself to make money, right? And it's part of that roller coaster, right? I don't want to live in the gutter, so I need to make money. So now I'm making money. So I don't want to live in the gutter, so I'm making money, making money, and making money. Now I've made money and I'm not living in the gutter, so there's now no more reason for me to keep making money. So I'm going to go back into the gutter. And it's that exhausting roller coaster ride that we do to ourselves all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know if you have familiar stories about that.
Oh my goodness! From what I'm hearing is the away from is just putting a block there in the future for you, because you were saying you were going on this roller coaster and then you end up stopping. So you're just placing a block. And when you're negative and when you're focusing on the negative, what you automatically do is bring negativity towards you.
Absolutely.
And then when you're
a lot of bosses do that. I'm sorry,
when you're positive, you bring positivity towards you. So what you're saying is the forward motivation is when you're forward in the things that you love and the things that are positive, the things that you want to, and the reasons why you like doing what you're doing and why you want to do it, in the more uplifting and positive reasons why you want to go towards this particular goal, because you're going to the positive. So it's going to bring positivity to you. It's going to make you happy to do it. So you will continue to do it, and you'll continue to grow, and you will continue to just bring that abundance in your life, no matter what type of goal it is. Did I get that correct?
You got it.
Oh.
And if you're, people will, it's personal, because we always want to get a forward motivation for our personal goals. But a lot of bosses, a lot of people that manage people, they manage them through a fear-based, away from motivation. You don't do the job, you're not going to get your bonus. Right?
Yeah.
Right? You better work harder. You're going to disappoint the boss.
Yeah.
Right? It's a fear-based. You're not good enough. You better do more, because you're not good enough. Well, so-and-so down the way can do it better than you. So you better try. You got to produce more. Right? And we motivate people often through fear, just as we try to motivate ourselves through that fear. And we then feed into all of those negative attributes, right? All the shame, self-belief, kind of bullshit type of stuff that we then propagate into the world. And then we teach our children or our mentees or that type of thing. We teach them. This is what my parents did unknowingly, right? They taught me to be a very hard worker, because there was always the fear that I wasn't enough, that I wasn't doing enough, that I wasn't working harder enough, that I wasn't worth it, that I wasn't valid, right? And I would get skipped over for promotions and stuff like that because I didn't think I was enough.
Yeah.
Well, that other person that got promoted, they certainly did. They asked for the promotion.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They asked for the raise, right? But this is true around anything, even around love, right? Finding relationships. we often get into relationships that feed upon our fears, our judgments, our worries, our shame. We resonate at that level, and the other person does too. And then we just find our low vibrational match. So we want to raise up our thinking and our feeling states. So a positive toward motivation around, let's say, money is I love making money. Money is so fun. When I make money, I get to do what I want to do. The more I get to do what I want to do, the more people I can help. The more people I help, the more I just feel so satisfied with myself. The more satisfied with myself, the more I love sharing what I do. And as I share what I do, people pay me for what I do. And I feel really good and I feel valued because I'm helping them change their lives. And I get appreciated for that. And the more appreciated for that I can, go out and help other people that maybe don't have the resources so I could raise them up. And as I raise them up, I feel so good and I get to reach more and more people because they're going to talk about me. And the more they talk about me and post about me on Yelp and all these different programs, the more I get raised up and the more money I make because the more people see me. And making money is so much fun. I just love to make money. Do you see how I can keep going on and on and on about it?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. I love it, Peter. Thank you for sharing this. It's like what I'm hearing is all these the compound of affirmation. It's like you start with a positive affirmation and you just keep on going. So once you hit that first affirmation, then you go, okay, the result of this first affirmation is this next one, and then the result of this affirmation is this next one. So you just it's
Exactly.
hearing a compound of positive affirmations because you're telling yourself what you're doing is creating your future, and you're creating your future, and that's what you're doing because you're thinking positive. You're letting go of those negative blocks. You're letting go of what you were taught. You were that's not serving you now. You're letting go of the things that you don't want in your life, but you're more focusing on what you do want. And
Exactly.
that's
it's kind of like that conversation. Go ahead.
no, I know. I was just saying that's awesome. And then you spoke on relationships. So just briefly on that, if you want to find the right guy, you can't go around saying all guys are dogs. So
Exactly.
exactly right. So that's the away from motivation. But if you're looking towards the forward motivation, you're gonna say all guys are great. All guys are good. I found, I spoke to a beautiful gentleman today. Tomorrow, a great gentleman asked me on a day. You just keep going on what you want. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, and you want to bring it as much into your reality, physical, current reality as possible. So when I used to do this for the first time, I used to have a very difficult time. Speaking my truth in a forward motivation was so hard for me. It took me about a year to be able to do what I did with you. I used to say something like, I love to make money. Do I? Oh. Money loves me. Oh, money. I don't know. Money's wrong. Money's bad. Right? All those old opinions and judgments. Can I say that? Right? And so I had to challenge myself to step up even more. Right? And then, well, why do I love to make money? Well, I love to make money because for me, it's the energy of the divine coming into my life. The divine is abundant. The divine is prosperous. So the more I actually make money, the more I'm actually connecting with that quality, that flow, that law of circulation, the more I'm participating in it, the more I'm cared for, the more all is well, the more I can bring more wellness into the world. So I expand upon that understanding. It took me a long time just to be able to say these words and just to get them out of my mouth. I would hear them and all my judgments would come in of, you're not worthy of making money. Why do you think you're worthy of making money? Money loves you. Money doesn't love you. Money is never in your life. That was what was going on in the back of my head. But that's not true. That's a lie that I told myself that generationally my parents and potentially my grandparents and great-grandparents would tell each other, money is hard to come by. Money isn't good. Money is bad. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is blah, blah, blah. All these limiting things. So I was walking forward towards taking care of myself financially with all this heaviness, all of this weight that was just holding me down. And it wasn't allowing me to really soar and go to a bigger, more expansive place.
That's right.
When I decided to challenge those beliefs and hear the subconscious messaging, opinions, in a little chorus in the back of our heads, right? That likes to, chime in, and what it's really wanting to do is protect us, because it believes that that's the safe way to be. Got to be careful, right? Safe, comfortable, and familiar, right? It's scary to be expansive. It's scary to say I love to make money. It's scary to say money loves me, but it's really fun.
Yeah.
Right? And the more fun, even the more physical. There's times where I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, I love to make money, and I'm jumping up and down. Money loves me and I do this because I just had a really heavy thought or experience or fear around money. Right? I'm like, oh wow, how am I going to do it? Wait a minute. Step back, be a co-creator, engage with life.
That's right.
And jump into that experience. I love to make money. Money loves me.
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't allow myself to be, heavy and, depressed on my couch or hiding under my sheets. I got up, and even though it was hard, I started making a different physical and mental and spiritual choice. Exactly. Right? To engage in that flow of the divine, as I see.
Exactly. Wow, this is awesome, Peter. Thank you. I'm in my mind. I'm going to give a tip, and then I want you to give a tip on how they can start, moving towards the forward motivation. Just listening to you, I remember back in my day when things just seemed to just not just get better. I was in my marriage. I wanted, everyone wants their relationship to improve, but one thing that I did that just was a game changer for me, I one for one took my focus off of my issues and my problems, and then I turned my focus on myself, and I started looking at everything that was positive. I started looking at even things in my marriage that was positive, or things that was positive about my spouse and even myself, and I started a grateful journal. And people can journal or have their journals for just venting or just normal notes, but this one was just nothing but reasons for me to be thankful. And I think it didn't matter how big or small, I wrote in it as much as possible, as much as I could take the time to do it. And what that did was recondition my mind. And I remember waking up in the morning. You know how you just wake up in the morning and your mind just starts spinning with all your problems. Well, that's the way it used to be. And then after I started my grateful journal for a while, I started waking up and just saying, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. And that was the first thought I had when I woke up. And that's when I knew that I was doing the right thing by even just starting that. And I suggest that if you're watching this, do it and just make it part of your lifestyle. You will be moving towards that forward motivation, and you will create the life that you want for yourself. What is your tip?
Well, we got to have a feeling state, because positive thoughts are one thing, but if there's not a feeling that is in support of that positive thought, you can have tons of affirmations and have little sticky notes all around your place about how much you're loved and how much life is good. And if the feeling is life sucks, then you're not going to achieve any of that. One of the things that from my background, and I have a master's in quantum theory and theology, it's called consciousness studies, right? We study religion and science. Couldn't tell you half of what I learned, but one of my big takeaways was that a thought and a feeling come together and create the reality of the world that we are living in. So if you're having fearful thoughts and fearful feelings, they create the reality of the world that you're living in fear. If you have a positive thought and a positive feeling, and those things come together, they create the reality that you're living in joy. So a thought, and some of us can't quite get a full positive thought. So we might want to say, instead of an opposite, like I'm happy. Well, if you're depressed, I'm happy is way too far of a leap, right? It's way too far of a leap. But we can say, I choose to feel good now. or I know I can be happy.
Yeah.
And as I know I can be happy, then what's a feeling that can support that experience if I can be happy?
Yeah.
And maybe the feeling is I get a little butterfly or a little tingling in my gut.
Yeah.
And I get that little excitement down there, right? And I kind of go, okay, so yeah, I can be happy, and there's a little excitement now in my body.
Yeah.
Now I can build on that.
Fair.
So what I'm encouraging people to do right now is to go beyond just positive affirmations. Positive affirmations don't work if they're not supported by a state of being.
Got it. Got
right?
it.
So think about right now. Let's say you could throw out an answer. Let's say the statement, the thought is, I'm abundant. What's a feeling in your body of abundance?
Yeah. I can just feel peace in my heart when I think about that.
Okay, great. So then I want you to tap on your heart. I want you to just tap on your heart any way you want to do it. Yeah, I'm going to tap on my heart because I know my heart is abundant. I know it, I know it, I know it. Now, what just happened there? Because your whole chemistry just changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened? The thought of I'm abundant and the feeling of that connecting with your heart.
Yeah.
What did you notice?
Oh yeah. It felt good. It
does. Exactly. So you raised up that level.
Yeah.
Right? That level of awareness. You raised it up physically, you raised it up mentally, right? So to anybody who may be struggling with this, I could pull my camera back, I guess, but you want to get physical with the experience. Right. You want it to be a feeling thing. So if you need to jump up and down, raise your voice, wave your hands up in the air, right? Do a little dance, whatever it is. I want you to engage in that movement that is in support of that experience of prosperity.
That's right.
Right? When we're living in fear or lack, we have a physical experience of that. We're balled up crying in the corner, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
When you're living in an experience of abundance and prosperity, we're open, we're tall, our shoulders are wide, right? Our head is tall, our chest is open and out, right? We're standing, we're willing to be seen. Right? We're not collapsed and down, right? And stressed.
Yeah.
We're up and open and wide.
That's right.
Yeah. So engage in the physical experience of the thing that you are going towards, the gift, the results, right? The goal. Engage in that as much as you can physically. So as you go through this process, and I'm going to actually ask you to do your best to go through this process. And I don't know, money tends to be the most common denominator among people. So if you're okay with money, I would love for you just to start out by saying, and let it be a stream of consciousness as much as possible. For me, there was tons of space in between. And when you stall, I'm going to throw something out. So just say what I say if you want, or something else. So we're going to start with, if you're willing, we're going to start with, I love money. So when you're ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I love money.
Keep it going.
I love money.
Money loves me.
Money loves me.
It's so fun to make money.
It's so fun to make money.
When I make money, I get to do even more.
When I make money, I get to do even more.
And when I do all that, I have even more fun.
And when I do all that, I have even more fun.
So it's even more fun to help people.
And it's even more fun to help people.
Because they pay me.
Because they pay me.
And it feels good to get paid and appreciated for what I do.
And it feels good to get paid and be appreciated for what I do.
And the more I do that, the more people I want to help.
And the more I do that, the more people will want to help.
And so it's really great to make money.
And it's even great to make money.
I love being in that circulation and flow.
I love being in that circulation and flow of money.
Yeah, and it just comes to me.
It just comes to me.
And I am open to receiving it.
And I am open and grateful to receive it.
There we go.
Oh,
so,
man.
I'm going to ask you to do that one more time, but on your own. And I want you to do it as in the flow as you can.
Okay.
As in the just, like, do you see how I get kind of excited and animated and I just go, I'm like, boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, right? I just keep going. I'm going to challenge you, Because it's negative thoughts, conditions, ideas, beliefs that are stalling the process.
That's right.
It's making you be in your conscious brain and think about it, when we want this to be a subconscious flow of information.
That's right. We got to be
right. We want to fully support it.
Yeah.
So count of 3, as best you can. I'm going to be quiet. I want you to just stream of consciousness about how great it is to make money and how fun it is and how it's great to be appreciated and how much money comes into your life and you're open to that money and it's all that type of stuff. Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2.
You know what? I'm going to do it with relationships. How about that?
Okay. Okay, great. Great.
That's what we're here for with Your Emotions Matter. Let's see. I have the best, authentic, genuine, loving, caring, supportive, trustworthy, and honest and faithful relationship.
People love me.
People love me. I'm even more loved because I am loving towards others. I smile and I'm grateful every day because I have the best relationships. Okay, you have to get used to doing this, you guys. But I walk tall and proud because I love all of the great relationships that I have.
It's amazing to connect with people.
I'm great. I'm sorry?
It's amazing to connect with people.
It's amazing to connect with people. Let's see. I'm happy to connect with people, and I look forward every day to connect with even more great people.
And the more people I connect with,
and the more people I connect with, the happier and the more satisfied I am every day.
And the more love I get to bring in the world.
I'm sorry?
And the more love I get to bring into the world.
And the more love I get to bring in the world.
And as I bring that love, I connect with even more people.
I connect with even more people.
You got it.
Okay.
Do you feel that flow that's starting to happen?
Yeah, I get it. It's gonna take some getting used to, but I'm learning here, and I hope you guys are learning here as well. Thank you so much, Peter, for this. This is awesome. This is a great tip. We are going to start practicing the forward motivation as opposed to the away from motivation. And we're going to stack our affirmations and keep them going to get that abundance in the life, in our finances, in our relationships, in our whole life as a whole, period. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this session. Peter, tell everyone how they can get in touch with you.
Sure. So I love connecting with people too. Connecting with people is so fun. When I connect to people, I get to do what I love. And the more I do what I love, the more I get to connect with people. So people can connect with me on Facebook. They can look up my Convergence Healing brand. So I have Convergence Healing on Facebook, Peter Bedard on Twitter, Convergence Healing Teas and Wellness on Facebook as well. I have my tea company. It's all my brand is Convergence Healing on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, all that type of stuff. So either my name, Peter Bedard, or Convergence Healing, CONVERGENCE Healing.
Got it. Thank you so much, Peter. Don't forget to visit youremotionsmatter.com. Scroll down to the bottom and you will be able to see our social media there. And again, Peter, thank you so much for showing up today. I had an awesome time learning today. And this is going to be, the first day to the rest of our lives, because we just learned something very good here. And you guys apply this in your relationships. Don't be down on your relationships. I understand that things happen in the past, but you get to create your future. Okay, so we're going to see you later. We're going to see you next time. Once again, thank you, Peter, for coming and being with us today. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.
Ciao.